Good morning, it's Friday, April 24th. You remember when I was telling you I was pulling out pictures? Well, I found some more interesting ones I thought I'd share with you. When you retire as a teacher in Enid, you get this bell. So this was my retirement bell. And so I was pulling out pictures, and for those of you that are teachers, you know that every year they take pictures of you for the yearbook. And you may not like it, you may not even want your picture, but they make you take it anyway so you have a new picture in the yearbook. Well, I found some interesting ones. So this is kind of like a few of them, because I taught for 30 years or so. So anyway, here's a kind of well, here's some pictures of me as far as my school pictures that they took. So I thought this might be something for a comedy act. As far as, this is when I had contacts. The right place.
There you go.
Had curly hair. It's when I started cutting my hair. Back to curly hair. Short hair. I love the red bow on this one. I don't know where that came from. This gets into more of my colorful stage. Then I went from contacts to glasses. And this was my last school picture. What do you think? Pretty funny. All right, well, today we're going to finish up the different kinds of lettering. And then next week, I'll show you how to use the lettering as far as to make a word inside a shape. All right, we're going to continue with our lettering. I think we only have 2 letters left, and then I'm going to show you some different kinds of things that you can do. All right, so we've got 3 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So a K is a little bit different in that it doesn't really quite match all the different lines. So you start off by just making yourself an X from one corner to the next. All right, then where this line, this first column, where that intersects, and down here where that intersects, so you have this first column, that dot, you go up to going over, you go over. And so then when you make your outline, you follow the grid lines for the back of the K. Come over, like that. And then the last letter is a Z. So you're going to do 3 by 5 across, and you have the edges. You come down from the second one, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to make our little lines, count down 3 over here to the left. Connect them. And then you would have your outline. Now, practical applications, things that you can do with these. Say you're having to make some posters for your grandchild, you're helping your grandchild with some posters, all right? You can take these letters and you can do them like on construction paper. And the cool part is that if you can figure out a lot of the letters, you can just take them, and when you cut them out, you don't have to worry about the lines that you've drawn. You just flip them. The ones that I have an X here, you would have to draw them backwards to be able to flip, and we're going to kind of show you those. So some of them don't flip, okay? They would be backwards. So we're going to do one of those. We're going to do like, let's just do a P. All right, so if you wanted to do your letters, you can figure out whatever size grid you wanted to make. And the P doesn't flip, so we got to do it backwards. So it's pretty easy. You just, instead of curving on this side, you'd curve on this side. And that's all you really have to draw. The rest of it is you get to cut it out. So if you had like 2 different colors that you wanted to use, you could just then cut out the letter. And you can make your letters any size you want to. If you're making a whole lot of letters, a lot of times if I'm going to make them like these 3 inches by 5 inches, I'll take my paper cutter and I'll cut a whole bunch of rectangles that are already the size. So I just start out with the size of the rectangle. All right, so now we're just going to cut it around. Now, pick this letter because sometimes you have a letter that has a hole in it, and that's kind of hard to get to. A lot of times kids will take and try to do like this with the scissors, and that tends to like cut your finger on the other side. So since you're going to be pasting them down anyway in a poster, you can just cut right through, then turn it around. And some of you may have figured out that I did too. I'm going to show you what you can do with those. So like if you have 2 letters, you can either do 2 or you can make them be a shadow. So we drew it on this side, so you can flip it over so it's the right way. But if you do 2 at once, then you can already, with the same amount of effort, you can have a letter that has a shadow one on it. So you can glue one down and then glue another one. So those are some of the things that you can do for a poster. Or say you have a big sign, you can even make them, you know, like a 3 feet by 5 feet. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you how you can do words inside of a shape. And I want you to think in terms of something that you might like to do as far as inside of a shape. So this was one of the assignments that I gave kids in school. They had to come up with a compound word, and one part of it had to be their shape, and the other part of it had to be the word. So this one, I know some of us are really missing football, but this was football. So this was by one of my students who did a foot and then ball inside it. All right, have a good weekend. Share some of your pictures. Dig through some of your picture piles and share them on Facebook for the rest of us. And you guys have a great weekend. Wash your hands, and I'll talk to you again on Monday. Bye-bye.